Welcome back to the final episode of Season 2 of Ready, Set, Bake. My name is Raeya, I'm your host, and this season is all about accelerating our skills in the kitchen by learning from some of the best in the pastry arts and cake decorating industry. I'm here at Mann Co Bakeshop in Surrey, British Columbia, and we're going to meet Jujhar Mann, the owner. He's going to share a little bit about his experience in the industry, as well as show us how to decorate a beautiful cake. I'm so excited, so let's get started. Hi Jujhar, it's so nice to finally meet you, and I love this space, it's so beautiful.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to get started talking.
Yeah, so do you want to introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about what you do and what Mann Co specializes in?
Of course, my name is Jujhar. I'm 23 years old. I've been baking since 2018. Growing up, when I was in grade 4, I knew this is what I wanted to do. I just love how much fun it is. You can just, play around and make something beautiful.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. So you started actually from quite a young age, so you always knew you wanted to run a bakery?
Yeah, so I actually didn't start in grade 4. I just was really into it, but growing up in the South Asian community, baking wasn't really supported. Yeah. So only when I started university when I was 18 years old, 4 or 5 years ago, I started baking.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah. And you're making all these such beautiful cakes. So you originally started as a home-based bakery online. So what was that like, and then now running a storefront?
Yeah, so I completed my first year at SFU. I was doing marketing there, and university was so stressful. I mean, you're not in, you're still in grade 11, but you'll find out it's really heavy on you. I was super kind of miserable because it wasn't what I wanted to do. So I started baking just for fun. I made a hobby Instagram page, and one day someone was like, "Can you make baby shower cupcakes for me?" I was like, "Sure." And then a week later, someone's like, "Can you make a birthday cake?" I'm like, "Okay, fine." So the people themselves turned my passion of baking to a small business. So yeah, that's been really exciting.
So that's really cool. So that you first started online, and then you gathered all of these customers, and they're now helping you, I guess, support your storefront.
Yeah, we've had some of our clients since day one. Still, we started a business in 2019. We officially, we're like, okay, let's make a fun business, still from home. We only opened our bakery just a little over 2 months now. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, super new. Yeah, it's been going great.
But you're doing a great job. It looks so beautiful in here.
Yeah, thank you. I'm excited for you to try some.
I know. I'm excited too. So do you want to tell us a little bit about what your signature dessert here is? Do you have any?
I honestly kind of love everything. When we come up with a menu, we just want to make sure that it actually satisfies your sweet tooth. It's the most important to me. We make everything from fresh ingredients. Everything is from scratch. It just has to, hit the spot when you eat dessert. Sometimes dessert can be so sweet and you
overly
just want
sweet,
one bite. Here, I just want to make sure you want to eat the whole thing. Yeah, so
addicting.
Addicting, right? You have one bite and you just want to keep on going. I would say our most popular item is our red velvet cupcake. All of our cupcakes are stuffed, so there's a nice filling inside all of them. So yeah.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
So you do a lot of custom cakes as well, is that right?
Yeah, we're known for our custom cakes, especially wedding cakes. We did like hundreds so far already.
Oh my gosh.
Over 100 for sure last year.
What would you say is wedding cake season? Or when you're busiest?
Honestly, it starts right in May. Like May to the end of September, it's like, it feels like it just finished of a blink of an eye. Like, it's so busy. It's so much fun too. Just like connecting with all of our clients and just making their like dream cake. Most of the clients are like really like chill and easygoing too. Like almost all of them, they just leave it to us. We kind of have our initial like consultation, so it's just so much fun.
Yeah, but I know that wedding cakes can be so much more than just making the cake. You have to, I guess, build that connection with the client.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, so for a lot of our weddings, like when I meet the couple, I get to know like their vibe, their energy. Like, are they more like minimalistic and simple, or are they more like detail oriented? So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and then you can I guess, take their energy or whatever, or their vibe, and I guess put that into the cake. Right?
It's like honestly so much fun. Like, it's just like, it's so much fun. Like, I don't feel like this is like a job. Like, you know what I mean? Because like I love what I do so much, and even our team is so amazing. They're so passionate about like baking and cake decorating. So it's just like, that's like the most important, because it feels like I wake up every day, I'm excited to create, and so is everyone on the team. So it's just so much fun. It's just like playing around. Like,
yeah, no, that sounds so great. Yeah, I know. I feel a similar way about baking too. It's very relaxing. I know a lot of other type A personalities can relate to that. You have all of that control when you're baking.
Yeah, I'm just curious to know too. You mentioned it earlier, you enjoy baking too. What do you love about baking?
Yeah. So I started baking during COVID actually. Yeah. And from there, I guess I started with macarons actually, which is very challenging. Had a couple of breakdowns over that because they're a challenging dessert.
Yeah.
They're very finicky, but then I finally nailed that, and I was like, okay, you know what? I want to try baking some other stuff. Yeah. So then I eventually started with cakes, and I really found a passion in that.
Yeah, that's so exciting. Do you see yourself like maybe doing cakes in the future or opening a bakery?
I mean, I'm open to the possibility. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I do love it. So.
Yeah, that's amazing. Definitely.
But it's great to see that. You can turn a hobby into such a successful career.
Yeah, right? It's always like, even for me, people ask like, oh, what's next? I'm like, I don't know, we're just going with the flow, and like, you never know what can happen in the next like 4 or 5 years, right? Yeah.
So what is your background in baking? Did you receive any formal training?
So like a little bit about my journey. I didn't go like too deep. So like when I started baking in 2018 as a home baker, everything was going great like right in the first year. I competed on Food Network Canada in 2020. It was a show for like home bakers. And I just had so much, like I had such a great time competing and connecting with everyone. So I decided after that I want to do baking full time. So after completing my marketing degree at SFU, I went to pastry school in Las Vegas.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I went there. Like it was so amazing, so inspired, and I'm always inspired. I always want to continue my education. Even now I'm thinking like, oh, should I go to some master class or something again, just to freshen up the skills. So yeah, I went there.
That's great. So would you say training for pastry in Las Vegas, I guess, impacted the way you run your bakery now, or some of the desserts you make?
For sure. I feel like schooling helped a lot, but I feel like it's more like personal. Like I already knew a lot about cake decorating before, and I didn't learn much about cake decorating at pastry school because it was mostly like pastry focused, more French desserts. Now I'm able to create recipes so easily. We know at the first shot that this will taste good, or what how to come up with a recipe. So going to school helps a lot, but I also feel like it depends on you as a person too. Like I've been watching cake decorating shows for so many years. So there was a lot of stuff I learned from TV. So it's a combination.
So you mentioned developing your own recipes. So what's the process of doing that?
Honestly, we have our base recipes that we developed a long time ago that we keep on improving as we go. So now that I went to pastry school, I know what the purpose of each ingredient is. So we just kind of go from there.
So is it kind of a trial and error sort of thing?
Yeah, it's a trial and error. Some of our the pastries on the menu, we change our menu every 3 months, and in between sometimes we do specialty items. So some of the stuff we have to do 8 to 10 times, just because we're really picky on how it should taste, right?
Yeah, no, that's great that you're doing that.
Yeah.
So what's on the menu for this I guess, these 3 months?
So, because now it's like spring, it's all about fresh and fruity flavors. So we have a lot of flavors inspired by like the Indian culture. We have a lot of classics, like a lemon meringue tart. Easter's coming up. We have a mini egg brownie. So just a lot of fun stuff.
Wow, that sounds great. I'm so excited to try it.
Yeah, you are. I can't wait for you to try it.
So what does a typical day here at Mann Co look like?
So it's basically like every day we focus on like something different. For me specifically, like I focus more on the cake decorating side of the thing. We have a really amazing team. We have like, someone's in charge of the baking, someone's in charge of putting together the cake, and then someone's in charge of kind of, decorating. So we have our amazing team that's mostly in charge of like, all of these things. I help more on the decorating side of thing, or, coming up with new recipes and all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds so exciting.
Yeah.
What would you say, obviously you've had like a great and successful career, but what would you say is your biggest accomplishment?
This is kind of a hard question. I would just say, it's a hard question.
It is,
right?
yeah. I mean, there's so many things, right?
Yeah, there's so many things. I would just say competing on Food Network was amazing, I would say.
So would you say being on a Food Network competition was a pivotal moment in your career?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was really stressful.
I can imagine, yeah.
Like it was really, really hard. It was like one of the hardest things ever, honestly. But after that competition, I knew that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. So that's why I went to pastry school, and now we're here.
No, that's great. That's so inspiring that you've been doing all of this.
Yeah, thank you.
And speaking of inspiration, where do you get your inspiration from for your desserts? Are you inspired by anyone in the industry, inspired by someone close to you?
That's such an interesting question. I don't even know if I have an answer to that. Like I always had an eye for like design and like creativity. Like I get inspired from like anything. Even some of the display cakes we have, like I was inspired by like, those like Roman or like Greek sculptures. So it's like kind of cool. It's anywhere and everywhere. It's literally inspiration can even be like, I don't know, anything. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I know like just even simple things can be like such an inspiration. Like if I see a flower, I'll be like, oh, that's really cool, like I want to incorporate that into like a cake I'm doing or...
Oh yeah, for sure. Like we made like a lot of cakes like that. We had a bride who wanted her like bridal outfit integrated to her bridal shower cake. So kind of cool.
All right, and what is one baking secret that you're willing to share for any amateur bakers?
Honestly, I don't know if it's a secret. I would just say it's a tip. It's just never give up. Like you have to have that attitude when you're like asserting, you gotta be positive, you gotta be optimistic. So I just say never give up. Like, there's good days, there's bad days in the kitchen, but if you believe in yourself, anything is possible, as cliche as that sounds.
No, I agree, yeah. It's a cliche, it's a very common saying, but I think it's very true, yeah.
Yeah, right? If you see a goal or you see, you want to be somewhere, you gotta like accept it. You gotta be like, you know what, I want this. You gotta be hungry for it and you'll get it.
So is that something that you want the people watching to take away?
Of course.
To never give up on their goals, whatever it may be, even not in baking.
Yeah, it might be a small thing, might be a big thing. And I just feel like also support is really important, right? As a parent, as, another, adult, like if your, sibling or your child wants to do something and they have a dream of doing something, the, parents should be supportive, let them, try it out and, just explore.
Now, I'm so grateful to have such supportive parents because all through COVID, like there wasn't much to do, so I would go and bake and they would be so supportive. Like I would make God knows how many batches of failed like baked goods and they would just eat them anyways.
Oh my God, same. My parents too, like all of this is not because of me. Like it might appear like that, but it's like my parents have been so supportive. They were here day and night, since the last few years, helping me finishing an order, there's so much that goes behind the scenes that, we don't, realize or see, right? So support's so important.
So you were recently awarded a Community Changemaker Award. Congratulations, that's amazing.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so excited. I'm honestly so surprised. I don't even know like how many people are like following my journey or like, everyone's been so supportive. Like, it's like really like, it's so hard to put into words. Like
surreal.
Like, yeah, like I'm surrounded by so much love, like not from it, like with my family, my team, and like, just all my customers. So it's just so nice to be surrounded by so much positivity.
Well, thank you so much, Jujhar, for having me over, and I had a great time talking with you. And thank you so much for answering all of my questions about your experience and how you run this bakery.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Spending the time to come here, and just it was so lovely getting to know you better. And
No, you
also,
too.
You have a passion of baking, so I'm so excited to see what's next for you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow, this looks also incredible and delicious. I'm so excited to try them.
Yeah.
So we have like all of Mann Co's signature desserts here in front of us.
Exactly. Like our bakery, we're known for, we make everything from scratch. We want it to be delicious, but also accommodate to people who have dietary restrictions, right? So we have eggless options, gluten-friendly options, and you're actually having 4 gluten-friendly options out of the 6. So that's exciting.
No, I know. I was looking at the display, and there's so many, there's such a great variety of desserts.
Yeah,
there's something
really
for
important.
everyone.
Exactly.
So I'm so excited to try. So I guess we'll go with this one first. This is a macaron.
Yeah, it's an Earl Grey macaron.
Wow.
Classic. Yeah.
What's the filling? Is it
So it's
Earl
Earl
Grey?
Grey ganache. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I'm so excited to try it. Oh my God.
Is it good?
It's incredible.
Are you just saying that because you want to say that?
No. Trust me, I'm so sick of macarons at this point. I've had so many failed batches,
Yeah.
and even when they don't turn out, they still taste delicious.
They always taste great.
They do.
right?
That's a great thing about macarons is even if they don't look perfect, they'll always taste really good too.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm sick of macarons, but this was so delicious.
Good.
Look at that lovely color in there.
Yeah.
And that
full
lovely
shells.
bite. It's great.
Yeah.
I know full shells are definitely a challenging thing to achieve with
Exactly.
macarons, but
Yeah.
this is perfect.
Yeah. Exciting. What do
right.
you try next? What's your, eye going towards?
I'm really looking at this cupcake. It looks delicious.
Let me try that.
It looks delicious. It's been staring at me.
Yeah, there's also a filling inside, so I
Wow.
highly recommend
Oh, yeah.
cutting
Okay,
it.
let's
See
cut
a little
it.
peek of what's in there.
Okay, let me unwrap it
Yeah,
first.
sure. Yeah.
Oh, wow, you can see that bright red color. All right, let's cut it. Oh, it hurts me to cut into such a beautiful cupcake.
It's okay.
All right.
Should be a nice surprise. It's a nice cheesecake filling.
Oh my gosh, wow, that's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful.
Try it.
Okay, I'm so
I'm so
excited.
excited.
I'll try it from the bottom. That seems like the least messy route.
Make sure you get some of the buttercream as well on top.
Oh my gosh, wow. Wow, this was delicious.
you.
The cupcake was so moist, and I know a lot of people say red velvet doesn't really have a flavor, but this one you can taste just that iconic red velvet flavor.
Yeah,
you can't even describe what it is,
Exactly. Like a little bit of sweet, a little bit of tang,
but yeah, no, it's perfect. All right,
Yeah.
should we get a bite with the frosting on the top?
That's my favorite part.
Is it a cream cheese frosting?
Yeah, it's a cream cheese frosting, and we added a spice crumble on top.
Oh, wow.
I know it's kind of weird. You might be like, why is there a spice crumble on a red velvet? But when we came up with the menu items, I always do it like, how do I want it to taste?
Yeah.
What do I like? 'Cause
Well, I
then
think it's good to
that's
have
important.
a little bit of variation and
Yeah.
to make something, I guess, different than the original.
Yeah, you might just get a very little hint of cinnamon because of the crumble, but it just adds a nice warmth.
It does, yeah. Having your own variation to something, I think is so important as
Exactly.
well. All right, let's try that.
Right? It's so good.
It's so creamy, so rich.
Yeah. It's not too sweet, right?
No, it isn't, not at all.
Yeah.
Perfectly sweet.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, what do you think? What do you want to try next? Is yeah.
Just put this down. They all look so delicious.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go for this one. It looks so beautiful. It has that lovely gold leaf on top. I don't even want to cut into it.
Oh, you should cut into it. There's a nice surprise inside.
All right.
Yeah, so it's actually gluten friendly as well. Just like the mini egg brownie and the macarons.
Oh, wow.
It's really good. It has a nice chocolate sablé base. It has a praline mousse. There's actually praline inside and also a little chunk of brownie. So it's really
Oh
yummy.
wow,
and,
yeah. No, that sounds like absolutely delicious. I'm so excited to dig in. kitchen.
Yeah.
And you can see it has like a mirror glaze on top, and it looks so
yeah,
fancy.
you can see your reflection, can't you?
It sounds fancy and it looks fancy.
Yeah, maybe you should cut inside and see what's in there.
I love the gold leaf on top.
Thank you.
All right. Oh wow, I can feel how silky that is just by cutting into it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's split it open. Oh my gosh, that looks so good inside. You can see like that brownie piece in there.
Yeah.
All right, let's try it.
Try it. Try to get like a bite of everything.
All right, let's try it. I've got a little bit of everything. I've got the brownie, the praline, the mousse. All right.
It's like a nice toasty paste, right? You got a nice nuttiness. Yeah.
There's a little crunch in there too.
Yeah.
But it's so delicious.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You can't even tell it's gluten-free, right?
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It does not taste gluten-free at all. I know sometimes when I think of gluten-free baking, I think of something that's dry.
Right.
It's not at all. It's so silky, it's so rich in your mouth, and the flavor is like
Awesome. Thank
incredible.
you.
But thank you so much for letting me try out some of these desserts.
Yeah, I'm so glad you loved those, right?
No, they're delicious. Thank you so much for letting me try.
Thank you. Time to make a letter cake. It's really fun, and we're doing it in Raeya's new favorite flavor, the red velvet. Okay, so step one is we're gonna bake our red velvet cake in a nice beautiful sheet, and we're gonna use a template and cut a letter. Today I'm working with a letter A. So I'm gonna use my Swiss meringue buttercream, and I'm gonna pipe a nice border around the entire cake. So I'm basically starting out by piping a border outside, and the reason why I'm piping a border is because we want the cake to taste delicious, right? We want to put a filling inside. Just using a nice simple round tip. You know, if you don't have any piping tips at home, you can just use a Ziploc bag, have fun, cut some fun little grooves into there, and make your own little pattern. So I'm almost done piping the border of my red velvet cake. So the reason why I'm using a Swiss meringue buttercream is because it's more stable. Cream cheese buttercream isn't that strong, so I'm just gonna use it inside the filling. So I'm piping this cake inside with a delicious cream cheese buttercream. And I'm gonna top it off with our very popular crumble. Velvet cake normally doesn't have any crumble in it, but I personally love the sweet and warm tones of our crumble. It's made with sugar and some cinnamon and some flour. Awesome, that's perfect. I have my cake filled, and now I'm gonna add the next layer on top. This step does get a little bit messy, but it's okay. You know, when you're baking, you're always gonna get messy. Awesome, so cake is pretty much ready. I'm gonna clean it up a little, and I'm gonna start piping on top. Awesome, so our cake is all ready and assembled. This cake is more of a naked style. The beauty is in all the piping on the side and the piping on top. So what's really important when designing a cake is your color palette. So I wanted a red velvet cake, and you know, they wanted red roses on top. So we're using multiple shades of pink tones and red tones because they all complement each other. And when mixing colors, you always want to add a drop at a time. I'm just using my bowl here. This is perfect. It's a nice pinky tone. I'm getting my piping bag ready for the next step. You see there's a little bit of marbling going, but who cares? You know, cake decorating is about having fun, and this is going to add a lot of dimension into the design. Have my first color ready. My pink tone, I have my white bag ready, and I have my other white bag ready. And if you notice, all of them have a different tip because this cake's beauty is all in its pattern and textures. And to make my final color, I'm just gonna use the same bowl. I know it gets a little messy, but it's okay. So I'm gonna add a little bit more red because I want something a little bit darker in my palette. Just gonna add all my colors here. We can take a look. Let's do a color that's a little bit more red, and I'm gonna add some brown in it, just so it's nice and muted. And let's see what color this makes. And you see how nice and silky this buttercream is? A little pro tip is, if your buttercream is a little too firm, just zap it in the microwave. Perfect, so next we're working on creating our color palette. We already have a few tones made. We have our whites, we have a nice pinky kind of pale red, and next I'm making another color as well. So if we take a look, this looks really beautiful. I just want to deepen up a tad little more. When cake decorating, what's really important is knowing your colors. So I'm kind of going for a really elegant kind of cake here. I'm not looking for a really ba-bam kind of red. So I'm just gonna make sure I'm adding a mix of red and a mix of brown. And a nice little pro tip when creating colors or just working with buttercream in general is you want to make sure it's nice and luscious. Do you see how beautiful and shiny this buttercream is? It's because it's at the perfect consistency. And I'm gonna get my piping bag ready. Just how I showed you before, we want to make sure we wrap it around your hands and we fill in the bag all nicely. You know what? I'm feeling a little adventurous. So I want to do a two-tone swirl. So in my piping bag, half of it's red and I kind of want to pipe the other half with white. Perfect. Just red and white. We got it all ready, and the next step is I want to show you how to pipe. So perfect, we have our cake assembled, we have our color palette made. Let's take a closer look. All these colors go so beautifully together. We have a white, a pale pinky reddish color, and another pale red, right? So let's get into decorating. So when working on a letter cake, yes, they seem very easy, but you have to have a sharp eye of design. So I really love starting with my biggest piping tip first, because that takes up most of the space in the design. And this was a two-tone buttercream we created, so let's take a look. It should be nice and beautiful. Look at that. Doesn't that just look so stunning? So I'm just gonna go randomly. I'm just gonna have some fun, make random swirls, random designs, pipe some little dollops here and there. Perfect, I think that's great. I'm gonna move on to my next color. So the next big tip I have are both of these. This is a really popular star tip, and I have a round tip over here. So I'm gonna go with the classic star tip. You can find this piping tip almost at every grocery store because it's just so popular. Just gonna fill up with the space with these designs again. You don't have to use one tip at a time, so I'm just kind of playing around and seeing what needs to be where and where we need to fill up the space. So far this is looking so beautiful, so fun, and it's almost ready for the toppings. When working with this style of design, we just want to make sure that the cake is really busy and really detailed. The more you add, the better it will look. You know how sometimes they say less is more? It doesn't work in this case. Now I'm going to use my round tip. And do you see all the different textures that the piping tips created? It's looking so beautiful. And this is the same tip I used for the border of the filling. This looks like it's almost ready, but we want to make sure that all the little tiny holes are filled. So just again, choose whichever color you love. I personally loved the two-tone color of this piping bag, so I'm just gonna fill in all my little gaps with this. And don't be afraid to overlap when you're decorating as well. It adds more dimension to the whole cake. And what's really important is, do you see how there's so much white over here? We want to make sure that it's looking a little bit more balanced. So again, I'm just gonna put a little dollop, and perfect. I'm super happy with how this is looking, and next we're gonna add in all of our different toppings. So now it's time to add all the toppings. I'm gonna start off with our biggest and most complicated topping, which is gonna be the beautiful fresh flowers. They're ready to go, and I added some floral tape just to make sure it's nice and sanitary. Just gonna add these roses wherever we see fit, just making sure everything looks balanced and also natural. So I don't want everything spaced out so perfectly, so we might do bunches of twos. We might do some solo ones. So the next step is adding these beautiful white macarons. We can't forget our beautiful gold logo charm. It's gonna look so stunning on this cake. I always like to add it on the side. When designing a cake, these dainty touches is what completes a cake. Be filling with some greenery. This contrast is really crucial as well when designing a cake. And when you're working on the cake, just take a quick look to see if everything looks normal. If it doesn't, it's okay. Like to me, both of these macarons are kind of bothering me because they're so close to each other and they're also facing each other. So don't be afraid. I'm just gonna lift it and give it a new house because it's okay. So next we're gonna top it off with these cute little chocolate bars and we're gonna add them wherever we feel like it needs filler. So chocolate bars are a perfect filler item and they're really easy to make. You can find these molds off of anywhere. You can, check your local grocery store, Amazon. I'm doing a mix of white and I'm doing a mix of white and also pink. This looks so beautiful, so organic, and the red roses just truly pop. Doesn't this look so stunning? Cake decorating is all about having fun. See how when we started, I didn't even know what I was gonna do, but I just had fun and just played around with it. And voila, it's all done.
Brings today's episode to a wrap. I had so much fun here at Mann Co Bakeshop, learning more about Jujhar and everything that he does from day to day here at the bakery. This also brings the second season of Ready, Set, Bake to an end, and I want to thank you all for watching. I really hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I did creating it, and it was so fun going around to all of these different bakeries and learning more about the wonderful icons in our community. Thank you so much again for watching.